Right, a final paper. It's actually my personal favourite paper today, and I would really recommend you read it. I don't know, everyone in this room must have tried to analyse some data. And you get a whole load of factors, and you get your spreadsheet out, and you draw a line, and you see a relationship, and it's a bit flat, and you think, oh dear. This paper really unveils the value of some properly intelligent analytical techniques to separate the wheat from the chaff. It demonstrates the value that research can play in how really refining brand positioning, and the really important role that research can offer marketeers to help them really understand what they should be doing in their communication strategies. So I invite up to the stage Frank Buckler from Success Drivers. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Frank Buckler. I'm the founder and CEO of Success Drivers. Do you know this problem? After several qualitative research, focus groups, and expert interviews, you gain quite a good understanding of what might be important. But you're not really sure how important all those dozens of factors are and how they interrelate with each other. So we at Success Drivers are specialized in solving exactly this problem. And in the next 15 minutes, I'd like to show you how to uncover causal insights that are invisible to conventional key driver modeling and typically triple the validity of insights. And I will illustrate the methodology by showing how a brand called Sonos applied that. So the agenda is threefold. Sonos discovered their key brand drivers by complying to 3 golden rules of key driver modeling, which is first, build on causation, not correlation. Second, measure total impacts, not just direct impacts. And third, be able to explore unknown nonlinearities and unknown interactions. By the way, did you know that only 3% of American market researchers comply to these golden rules, according to a recent study of the AMA? Let's dive into the Sonos case. Do you know Sonos? Probably everyone knows Sonos. It's the inventor of the wireless multi-room home audio category. And this is a short advertisement before our study. Wow. So as you have seen, they were mainly driving awareness, but then they got doubts that this is still the right approach in their market situation. So that's why we conducted the study. What we did was we took the Sonos brand tracking data, 10 countries, 13,000 cases, and built a causal path model out of it. Specifically, we were using the universal structure modeling approach. For the quants in the room, it can be seen as a structure equation modeling, which is enhanced by latest machine learning techniques. And further, it comes with simulation techniques that overcomes the black box problem of machine learning techniques. So specifically, the analytical process is as follows. At first, we're connecting the dots. We allow every variable to influence any other variable, and we can take out those connections, which obviously doesn't make sense. Secondly, the neutral software quantifies how things relate to each other. It builds a mathematical model taking the machine learning techniques. And third, understanding the connections, which is different. So simulation techniques can help to measure the impact of a key driver and helps to visualize how they relate to each other. Let's have a look what we found. The first finding I will show you complies to the rule number 1, built on causation, not correlation. So the rule basically states that any correlation and any comparison between facts between groups is inherently misleading. We found that nearly 50% of correlations are misleading and can lead to wrong conclusions. This is probably not new to most of you because it's taught in statistical classes in the first year, but it is the first forgotten when entering business life. Or as Sherlock Holmes would have said it, there's nothing more deceptive than an obvious fact. Let's look at the finding. What you see here are correlation coefficients of any variable in the model towards the purchase intention. What first strikes me is everything correlates. You probably know that issue. Secondly, the third most correlating item is customer support. Is it? Yeah, we built a universal structure modeling, a cause effect model, and we found that there is no impact, no significant impact, although it correlates. Why? There is a background factor. If someone has already the product, he is more likely to assess service better as well as purchase even more. Yeah? So there is a reason for that, but there's no causal relationship. The big question you may ask now is, how can I find out that there is no relationship? And that's why I have brought with me a physical model, which in 1 minute can explain everything to you, how basic regression modeling works. So these are two success drivers, number of products you own, and the assessment of the customer support. The height is the purchase intention. So we take linear regression approach. It has 3 parameters as a constant: the height, the importance of customer support, and the importance of owning more or less the product. What regression is doing is nothing else than fitting the parameter so it fits the data, it predicts purchase intention. What you see here is that this is flat. Their customer service is not important. It is not needed to predict purchase intention. Although it correlates, higher assessment, more purchase intention, but it's not needed. And therefore, we find with this simple technique what the direct impact of something is. However, you have seen that, of course, we need to build on total impacts, not just direct impacts, right? And there we come to a learning that complied to the rule number 2. It's like in a concert hall, the sound emerges through indirect reflections. In the same way, causal effects emerge through direct and indirect reflections. And if you do not consider indirect impacts, you probably typically miss 50% of what's happening. Let's see what we found here with the Sonos data. What you see here is a very simplified cause-effect model. Purchase intention is the main driver. Brand identification is the main driver of purchase intention. Sound experience is the main driver of brand identification. So this means sound experience has no direct impact on purchase intention, but it's important. It's an indirect effect. And you need to understand that to understand the full effect. The same is true for the Sonos-specific features, multi-room feature and sound software updates. They can be taken to reason why Sonos provides a great sound experience. But they have no direct effect. They have indirect effect. And we learned that those items are important, although there are no direct effect. So with traditional key driver modeling, we haven't found that insights. So let's come to the third insight we gained. It complies to the rule number 3. You need to be able to uncover unexpected nonlinearities, unexpected interactions. So why is it so important? Because reality is that way. Let's take this tree. According to conventional key driver modeling, this tree would grow perfectly. The lack of water is overcompensated by a lot of sun. But of course, this is ridiculous, right? Reality is different. you need both water and sun at the same time. The statistical term is there is an interaction. So there's no single importance of water. It depends on how much sun you have. So there's also a nonlinearity. More sun is good, but too much is bad, right? So there is no single parameter describing the importance of sun. There is no single parameter describing the interaction and so forth. So let's see what we found in the SONAS data. What you see here, it's not a scatter plot. It is the separated causal effect of latent variable relaxed emotion onto brand consideration. And with conventional linear models, we would have found a flat relationship, no impact. But indeed, with the machine learning techniques, we were able to uncover nonlinear impacts, a saturation effect. So it's very important to prevent no relaxed emotions. So it's very important to have some relaxation in the communication. It's not important to be maximally relaxed. So this doesn't drive further impact. So that's an interaction we found without expecting it upfront. And we found an interaction. So we found that certain subgroups that are described by attitudinal variables, they have a different function. Yeah? For them, it's not the saturation effect. For them, this is a real delighter. This subgroup really loves relaxation. You should maximize that for this subgroup. So this is an interaction that the variable has no importance by itself, but it depends also on some conditional factors. The important point is now, you cannot find that with traditional methods, because if you have 100 variables, you have 10,000 combinations of interactions. It's impossible to test that with conventional techniques. Therefore, it's important to leverage those explorative machine learning techniques. So, and I also can show you how this works in this simple model. It's like, let's take this one, this guy. He even wants to buy even more. He's really enthusiastic, but he has only maybe one item, so he has not so much of the product. And regression is failing here because it cannot fit. Yeah? The assumptions are too restrictive. The more the better is the assumption. So this fails to describe the data. Therefore, what you need is machine learning, or you can also view it as a universal regression, because it's more flexible. It adapts to reality and can find out that there's an optimum. Right? So having some product really is the indicator for buying a lot of more. When you have already a lot, you don't buy so much more, right? That's how it works. So the capability of modeling nonlinearities and interactions leads to the fact that we can explain outcomes by 60% higher, the explanation power 60% higher. Plus, we considered the indirect impacts. So if you sum that up, we achieve over 300% higher statistical validity. So, big question, what did SONAS with these findings? So I will finally show you a spot from the latest campaign, and it basically, you will see that it conveys sound experience, and it conveys multi-room feature, and it conveys some relaxation. Let's have a look.
Music is not a house plant. It shouldn't just stay in one room. I want rock in the kitchen, soul in the bedroom, and blues in the whole house.
Yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, 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 hey. When this world upsets me, this music sets me free, yeah.
I like that one. Yeah, indeed, the market results were also amazing. The campaign was a great success and drove a lot of sales, so the customers very satisfied with that. So let me summarize what we've talked about. Basically, if you like to triple the validity of your insights, then join the 3% of market researchers that comply to the 3 golden rules of key driver modeling, which is first, build on causation, not correlation. Second, measure total impacts, not just direct impacts. And third, be able to explore unexpected nonlinearities and unexpected interactions. I would like to leave you with a final question. Imagine you can understand why your customers buy by factor 3 better. What would this mean to your marketing ROI, to the success rate of your product launches, or even to your sales figures? Thank you.